Good morning. This morning I'm going to talk to you about digital well-being. During the last year, our devices have been an absolute lifeline to us. In the year and a bit of the pandemic, it's allowed us to stay connected at really difficult times. We've been connected to our friends, our family, to our work, to our schools.
Our screen time is all the time that we spend looking at a computer, a TV, a phone. Now, if our work time is going to be 5 or 6 hours of the day using a computer or a laptop or a Chromebook or a phone, then when it comes to our downtime, our relaxing time, if that's also spent on technology, it may cause problems. The recommended time for people to spend on computers and looking at a screen is 3 hours. Now, 3 hours for an adult, varying different agreements for teenagers. So from 10 to 13-year-olds, it's recommended 2 to 3 hours. So when we're looking at a screen, it's important that we have breaks. So if you're gaming, it's really important that after an hour, you have a 20-minute break. If it becomes a problem, then you need to do something about it. And the best solution to any problem is to talk about it. So you need to talk to your friends and family and try and work out how you can set times to be off a device. Set times when you're going to be available, turn off notifications and other features that might pull you back to the device. If you find you're addicted to a game on your mobile phone and it's becoming unhealthy and it's the thing you want to do rather than actually experiencing life, then maybe that game should be gone. So just delete it. One of my favourite tips is to get an actual alarm. Actually, if you have an alarm clock in your bedroom, it's much better than your phone because you won't be distracted by your phone in the middle of the night. It's really important you remember the blue light that these devices emit. They actually really make the brain active. You can actually set the blue light filters on a lot of phones nowadays, so look out for that. Being safe online is really important. There are people out there who do wish you harm in some way. Now, maybe I've got the wrong idea of grooming here. It's a real sad fact that there are people out there that will pretend to be your friend. If you saw someone on the street that came up to you, an older person, and said, "Do you want some sweets?" You'd probably go stranger danger and run away. But actually, if someone online said, "Hey, do you want some V-Bucks?" Okay, that game's gone. Maybe it's not a good analogy. But if someone gifted you something online and they pretended to be your friend, if there's anything that makes you a bit uneasy about the way someone's contacting you or getting in touch with you, the number one rule is to talk to someone. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to your tutor, talk to the people in the school you trust. So your well-being online is really up to you. You need to make the most of it. You need to manage how you're behaving online. You need to make it a positive place. If it's not a positive place, you need to make a change in your life. You need to change the people you're with, the games you're playing. If you're unhappy, speak to someone, ask for help. You need to also try and find some time offline. Your online world is more real than the real world. Then again, you're out of balance. There is a problem and you need to make changes, in which case, please ask for help. So our digital world is what we make it, but our actions will have consequences to everyone else around us. But you need to remember that there is a digital footprint. So everything you're doing online is stored somewhere in a data center, in a database, and you need to be aware that this data will follow you around. So make sure you are being good to people around you. If you're being fair, if you're being kind, then you're doing no harm. Remember that in years to come, these things you post, these things you say may come back to haunt you. When you go for a job interview or a college interview, they do social media background checks, and there are companies that are employed to scourge the internet, the databases, to find the information on you. So be very careful what you post and think before you share. Whether it's the real world or the digital world, we can make it a better place. Be kind to yourself and be kind to other people. You can't get away from the fact that there is so much fake news out there. If you're in the playground and someone came up to you and said, "Oh, have you heard about such and such? They've done this." Well, you wouldn't go and spread that, would you? Surely you would check the facts. You'd go and ask someone else. You'd go and ask that person. Because it's really important that you check facts before you spread them. And sometimes people like to be the person with the story. But before you pass that story on, repost it, send it to other people, you should check it out. Now, a great website for that is Full Facts. It's a UK site, but there's other ones as well, like Snopes, Fact Check, Truth or Fiction. Another issue that is getting well out of hand is phishing. Criminals are out there trying to get your data. They want your data because your data can be turned into money. They might try and steal your identity. They might sell your data on. There's also some really nasty blackmail stuff out there. It's pretty blunt, and they're pretending that they've watched you, monitored you, and they're threatening to reveal what they found out, like a webcam scam. They'll send horrible emails saying this has happened, and unless you pay me 100 bitcoins, we're going to send it to all of your contracts. These are scams. If you're worried about it, speak to an adult, speak to someone, or go to the police. But they are getting much better. No, not better. They're getting cleverer. For example, you might think the top right corner is a bit of a dodgy link for you to click on. You think, I wouldn't click on that. The Apple ID account, you'll notice the link there doesn't quite look like an Apple thing. The one on the top left, however, is one I received. That's not my mobile phone. I'm not that stupid. But you can see it's almost looks like a PayPal link. But again, if you were to Google that link, it would come up saying it's a phishing scam. Also, your passwords, they protect you. There's a website called Have I Been Pwned, misspelling of owned. And if you enter your email in there, it will show how many times your email and password that's associated with it has been breached on various different databases. So it might be online shopping like Zara, or it might be just simple accounts like your school account. But if you're using the same password for all of those things, once they've breached one database and they've dumped it out on the internet, anyone can get hold of those two things. Once they've got that, they're able to get a little bit further into finding out who you are, getting your data, getting your details. The solution to that? Strong passwords. Use a password storage box, a secure password storer, or have very complicated passwords. I'm sorry, it's the day and age we live in. Finishing this up, I have to say, with great power comes great responsibility, and some of you would be quite surprised to find out that there's 500 hours of YouTube video uploaded every minute worldwide, and that's 2019. So it's probably a lot more than that now. To put that into a little bit of a scale, that is 82 years worth every day. So if 82 years worth of videos uploaded to YouTube every day, how much video is actually on YouTube? If you sat there watching YouTube videos back to back, it would take you well over 100,000 years to watch all of the content. That's assuming they stopped uploading, because of course you're not really going to catch up if it's 82 years every day. Now the problem is, all of our activities online come with an energy cost. So this is a bit of a funny example, but Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. You may or may not have heard of it. Bitcoin consumes the same amount of power as Argentina. Currently, they're thinking it's about 10% of all the electricity, or all the power produced is going on something tech-based, whether that's making the technology or using the technology. The scary thing is, within the next 10 years, that will go up to 20%, which makes the carbon footprint of our devices massive. So please really consider when you're going to use your technology. Don't do the double. Don't have YouTube running while you're playing a video game, while you're checking something else. With great power comes great responsibility. And in order for us to have a healthy, happy planet and a healthy, happy self, we need to make sure we have a good balance. It's essential to your digital well-being, but it's also essential to the digital well-being of the world.